Hey, Jason.
Hey, Dan.
Rental companies have no idea what they're getting into when they rent us cars, do they?
I know. I know. It's bad. When it was all wet, you heard all the rocks kicking up under the car. Ooh, it's a rental.
It's rental. Today, I have been brought to the Arizona desert, the Nugget Patch, to where my buddy Dylan has found a whole lot of great big chunks of gold. Today we're detecting and seeing if we can find some of that beautiful yellow shiny metal in big chunks. Well, hello everyone. Dan Hurd with Dan Hurd Prospecting here. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, welcome. I hope to earn your subscription today. I am here in the Arizona desert. Yes, in the rain. I'm here today. We're detecting big gold nuggets. At least that's the plan. Today, we have Jason from Mount Baker Mining and Metals.
Hey, everybody.
Dylan from B King Outdoors.
Morning, everyone.
And Jim from Jacob's Brand.
Howdy.
And between the four of us, we really hope to find something big and yellow today. So wish us luck, and I hope you enjoy. Okay, Dylan, you were telling me that this is the longest dry spell you've ever seen in the Arizona desert.
Yeah.
This doesn't look very dry today.
No, finally getting
so
rain. But I find it very convenient that it's when we have everybody out here to detect. I find that very funny.
Now, I'm not familiar with the Arizona desert. I do know there's the whole thing about the flash floods and the washes and stuff. Is it something we should worry about today?
At the moment, no. For the most part, the ground's pretty dry. It'll probably soak it all up.
Okay.
If it decides to just completely downpour on us, we might worry just a little bit.
We might want to get to higher ground.
Well, we'll be fine down here, but the road out will be the problem.
Right. It's looking pretty nasty out there. Okay, we're going to start pulling out the detectors and going over some of the hills here, seeing what we can find. Now, Dylan has said about 20 times to me already that, remember, Dan, we might not find anything.
Yes, remember, we may not.
But that's the thing with looking for big gold. When you're looking for big gold, you can't hit it every day. But keep at it long enough, and you're bound to find something.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, heck, we've gone months, a month or two of a dry spell, and then we'll hit a 10-ounce pocket, I mean, you don't know. Gold's where you find it.
You bet. We're going to try our hardest today to find something, but I can't guarantee you by the end of this video we'll have anything to show you, other than maybe some pictures of what he's pulled out in the past. Hey, Jason, what do you think of this sunny Arizona?
This is about like back home. I was not expecting this.
But you know it's a dry heat, Dan.
It's a dry heat. Yes, it's a dry heat.
It's a dry heat.
We haven't even got out there detecting yet. The sky's opened up. We're just in our vehicles. Are staying somewhat warm. Somewhat. It is lightening up though.
It is over that way. Yep.
Yep. Okay, the guy from the West Coast says this is dry. Let's go do this. So the rain has lightened up right around us for a second. We see that it's just coming down over there. So we're gonna jump out as quick as we can and see what we can find. Dylan said that he pulled a 1 grammer out of here just the other day, so let's go check around and see what he missed. Today I will be using the Garrett Axiom detector. I got very familiar with this at that gold nugget shootout in California, so I know this machine very well now. I'm gonna see if it can pull out an Arizona nugget for me. Well, my first signal, just seconds into it. The real trick when detecting is get the signal moving. Don't try to scoop it up before it's moved. So it's still where it was. There's no point in me trying anything to pinpoint or anything like that until I've actually moved it once. There we go. It's not where it was. It's now moved somewhere. Okay, it is right there. It's in the scoop. It's in there. It's in my hand. I think I see it. Lead shot. Right there. First signal of the day. Little piece of shot. Might be something there. Come back to that in just a second. And the next signal, a little piece of copper wire. And yet another nice sounding signal right here somewhere. Drag it back, get it moving. And signal number 3, a chunk of excavator bucket, I think. If I sound a bit funny today, I am fighting a cold right now, so being out in this cold rain is probably not good for me. But yeah, I'm a little congested at the moment, so a bit of a cold in there. If you're wondering if I sound a little strange to you. Anyhow, don't think that's a piece of gold. I think that's a piece of excavator bucket. I kind of don't want to film every single signal I dig because who knows how many it'll be before I find anything, if I find anything. Get that away a bit. But I'd hate to find something and not have it on camera, so I don't know. I'll film some of them. Let's see if that moved that signal. It moved it. It was a good signal, now it's a terrible signal. Chunk of steel shot or something like that. And piece o' tin can. Hey, and as the sun starts poking out again, I found my first interesting find of the day. It looks like I found a coin of some sort. Let's have a look. I see the roundness of it. It's not a coin. It's a button? No, it's... I don't know. Anyone know what that is? It's round, it's got 2 prongs on the back side. It's an artifact. Cool. If you know what that is, leave a comment below. Well, it is really nice the rain has stopped. Now we just gotta find that gold. Found myself a real nice hot rock. Didn't think that PI machines really detected on hot rocks, but this one's definitely going off hot, so I'll check with Dylan just to see. He's the expert with that machine. But it definitely doesn't look like it's a chunk of quartz or something that might have gold in it. Definitely a hot rock. So Dylan just came over to see how I was doing, and he gave me some great news. He said that Jason found a nugget. I'm really happy. That is what I wanted from this trip, is for Jason to find something, because I've found lots of nuggets over the years here, and I've had this experience. I really want Jason to find something, and he did. So I am happy. As soon as I get over there, I'll show you what he found. One of these signals will be a nugget. One of them. That's a really nice sounding one. Well, a million pieces of trash later, I found another piece of trash. This looks to be a little copper disc of some sort. I don't know what it is. Look at that, you've got warm enough to take my jacket off. Found another signal right here I'm gonna dig out. But I just had to run back to the truck to drop off my jacket. I got to see Jason back there. Yeah, he found a nice little chunk of gold. Hopefully later on I'll get a chance to show you what he found. I might need an air tag on my camera. I just have to go back looking for it. Put it down somewhere. Didn't know where. Had to check the last 3 places I dug. I've been recording a lot of the holes I dig. Not all of them, but a lot of them. So far, all trash. One of these times, I'm gonna get some gold. It's my first bullet shell of the day. Little 22 shell. Okay, Jason's got a good signal. He's got a fleet full of cameras on him.
Yeah, a fleet.
A fleet. A fleet, 2 of us, yes. Jason's using a different style detector than I am. I'm using a pulse induction. Jason's using a VLF. VLF, that's the right one. And VLFs are much better at discriminating between iron and gold, but they can't go as deep as the one I'm using. The fact that his signal is now saying it might be iron, it probably is iron. Not to be a party pooper there, Jason.
No, I agree with you. I'm really impressed with the discrimination on this machine. No, it was a good signal to start off with, but I think it's...
Now determined it's not.
I think it discriminated it out, yep.
Okay, well, we will find it. He already did. I've enlisted help. There's a good signal down there, but it's a deep one. That deep. If it was gold, it's not a .1er, that's for sure. Ooh. That side there somewhere. Is this the piece of the day? Probably not. Uh-oh, it's bad. I've gotten negative. That's not good. It's in the rock. There it is. Oh no. Oh, yep. Piece of rust. Story of the day.
Dang all rust.
So Dylan, let's talk a little bit about detectors in general here. A lot of my viewers see my videos and maybe they don't have all of the sort of knowledge that someone that deals with detectors every day has. Right. And I think because what they see of detectors is mostly videos, they might have a false sense of what they can actually do. I often get comments on some of my high banking and panning videos, oh, you should just use a detector instead. Detectors really have kind of a minimum size that they practically can
Detectors
detect.
have their place.
Yes. A good detector for small gold, like the Gold Monster 1000, what do you think the practical bottom limit? Like, I know we can get extremely small in the right conditions, but practically, what's the bottom limit for that kind of machine?
I'd say probably around a 1/10 gram. I mean, good conditions, close to the surface. So, I mean, you're still getting a decent sized flake, but when you get smaller than that, panning, high banking is
The way to go.
the way to go when you're looking at gold that size.
Yeah, so typically on the Fraser River where I'm panning, all of the flakes are way smaller than a 1/10 of a gram. So no, I can't just take a detector out there and find where the gold is at. I have to do, you know, the blood, sweat, and tears method of finding where that gold is at. Now, what about discrimination? That's another thing that people comment all the time on my videos get slightly wrong. Like, I get comments along the lines of, oh, your detector can't tell the difference between gold and lead. You need a better detector. Yes, I do get those comments. So what is discrimination?
Decipher between ferrous and non-ferrous, and yes, there are times where they can get it wrong.
Between ferrous, iron.
Yeah, ferrous, iron, non-ferrous, which does include some lead, gold,
brass, copper.
Yeah, brass, copper,
zinc, those things.
Yeah, I mean, obviously a piece of brass is definitely going to sound like a piece of gold to that machine.
And there are some machines, typically your relic hunting machines, that can actually discriminate even between some of the non-ferrous metals a bit better, but those kind of only work when you have something large enough that the machine has enough information from that large item to be able to sort of get those subtle differences.
Yeah, that detecting in general is way different and completely different than prospecting world. There's certain detectors for certain jobs.
Definitely.
That's a fact.
Yeah, and the detectors that are tuned perfectly for gold prospecting aren't tuned perfectly for discriminating against all those different types of metals out there, because to discriminate between those two, you're sacrificing so much of the power of the machine. So that's why gold detectors often get confused between lead, copper, and gold, is because their discrimination, their tuning is designed to find as much gold as possible.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah. So yes, just because my detector can't discriminate between lead and gold doesn't mean it's a low quality detector. In fact,
yeah, it has nothing to do with that.
We're using some of the highest quality detectors out there, for sure. There's a little bit about detectors. I think we'll talk a little bit more about them later. So I have the next signal right there beside that very, very pokey plant. It's right there. But I tell you, today I have sworn at more plants than I have ever sworn at people. Oh, everything out here wants to bite or stab you. It's nasty. Oh, you touch these things, it's like, oh, say bad words. Yeah, so now I get to dig right beside one, of course. Yep, I'll be swearing at him too. And another note. I'm really hoping this isn't another one of those videos where I say, well, there's the reality of mining. You don't always find anything. But right now it's looking that way. Let's hope it doesn't end that way. It's hard when you have these really massive signals. Like, this is big. Something down there is huge. 99 times out of 100, 999 times out of 1,000. 999 times out of 1,000,000. It's gonna be a can or something like that, not a nugget. But what if? What if? So I dig it. And there it is. Some big piece of sheet metal of some sort. But what if? There you go. Jason found a rock that sets off the metal detector.
So there's little bits of galena in it.
And Dylan, how rich did you say some of the ores from this mine site are?
There's some with 19, 20 ounces in them
19, 20 ounces per ton?
per ton.
So quite possible this is a very rich little rock. So the big chunk still has it. Throw it in the crusher.
I know, throw in the crusher.
Throw it in the crusher.
Everybody needs a jaw crusher, that's what I say.
Did you bring one with you?
I wish.
In your back pocket?
Put it in my carry-on.
That's copper. Look, oh yeah, galena, copper.
Copper show.
I know back home with a lot of our telluride deposits, we look for these black veinlets.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
There's some
And it could be the sulfides going off too.
in the rock.
But there's not much sulfide in here.
I know.
Really not. Ow!
Watch your eyeballs.
Didn't actually hit me, I just said it.
Oh boy.
I think you hit the rental vehicle.
My rental car.
Who taught you to throw rocks?
I wonder if you want to turn?
No.
Anybody else, if somebody else wants to do this.
There you go. Oh, I see it. I see green. I see green in a big way.
Oh, I see a lot of green here.
Oh, I see metallics. We've definitely got the galena, definitely got the copper, definitely got gold. Not that I see it, but just.
Oh, then
That's
this
the corner.
is the rich spot we were looking
Is that
for.
still intact?
Yeah, this is the spot
Yeah,
we
that's
really
the spot.
want.
Look at all that galena right there.
Oh, look at that piece.
Yeah, that's what I saw, the copper.
That's all that yellow stuff.
Copper and iron. Rusting together? Oxidizing together.
That's galena, ain't it?
Definite galena.
Yeah, a little galena.
Yeah, it's enough to make the machine think though. Oh. Oh, you got something metallic in there.
More in there, yeah.
There's going to be a big chunk of gold.
You don't mind if I take some of this home, do you?
No, it's where you take them.
Okay, awesome. Anything good?
If there was, I wouldn't tell you.
Did we get all the cameras on?
Oh!
Is that what we were detecting?
Well, you've got chalcopyrite now. Not metallic, but the chalcopyrite's
Yep.
not oxidizing.
And then I bet, is that a big chunk of galena that's...
That might be pyrrhotite.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, pyrrhotite sets off detectors like it's a Ford truck.
Just all the iron in it, huh?
Yeah. Love the galena, chalcopyrite,
That stuff and the copper, yeah.
azurite, malachite. We got a bit of everything going on here.
I'd probably take some of that home and crush a little bit of it.
Yeah, smelt it down, see what I can get.
We got galena. We got chalcopyrite, also known as fool's gold. We got malachite, azurite, and possibly, this is kind of a guess, some pyrrhotite. That's a polymetallic ore for sure. What is that? What is that? I don't know. My eyes suck. Maybe someone's better eyes might want to have a look at this. So right in there, see the yellow bit? So I had to reset the camera because it had some weird settings going on, but all of us are saying that to the naked eye, that looks pretty darn good in there, as possibly some gold in with all those other metals. And that would make sense why the Gold Monster 1000 was setting off. And you know, after we actually went and looked for tools, guess what we found?
Oh, look how easy that was.
Look at that.
A hammer and safety glasses.
Yeah, we're real miners now.
And gold. I'm pretty sure that is.
I'm pretty sure it's
I'm pretty sure that's gold right there. I've always been convinced that the monster's good.
Hard stuff.
Chunk.
Yeah, look at the
Big chunk of galena.
Oh, am I just shooting gold all
just
over the desert?
1 second. Turn it back over. What did I see in there? What's in there? Is that more of what I just saw? Is that gold?
I don't know. Is it gold? It looks white to me, but
Boy, it sure looks like gold, but
it?
it also has a real galena look to it too. Or the, not galena,
But it's the same kind of vein that I'm pointing at. See the rusty, the
Yeah.
yellow rusty vein, the yellow rusty, and then let's pull close up on it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is.
Yeah.
You see the big white thing up there? It might be galena or something else, but the yellow thing, the smaller yellow thing right below it, that's looking gold. Gold, baby, gold. So it's looking like today is done, although this is a 2-day detecting spree here. So we say it's done because look at that storm coming at us. But what a way to end off the day. We found gold in this rock, and as I was picking through all the debris, I found the best piece. It's got gold right through it. One more close up there before we go have a good dinner for tonight, and then back at her tomorrow. And hopefully tomorrow's my day to find it. There we go. Gold right through. We know what to look for in that rock now. It's these rusty veinlets. They break apart at the rusty veinlets. It is loaded in gold. And this is definitely the stuff that Dylan was saying can run up to 19 ounces per ton, this ore. Nice. Okay, time to run from the storm. We'll be back tomorrow in this same video. Do not leave us. We'll be back. Well, here we are, day 2 at the claim. The storm has passed, the sun is out, the nuggets have grown, and we're gonna find some good gold today. Well, I've been detecting a whole bunch today. Haven't really found anything. I've dug bullet shells and shotgun shells and buttons and iron and everything. No gold. Day's not over. I'm starting to get discouraged.
First, because that way all this particles, I run the bigger stuff.
That looks like a defeated walk. Okay, Dylan, more about detectors. There are 2 basic styles of detectors out there, technologies, if you will. There's the very low frequency, VLF, and the PI, pulse induction.
Correct.
Why don't you tell us what each of them is good for?
So your VLF, or very low frequency, so you're mainly using that as far as surface goes, smaller gold at shallower depths, whereas the pulse induction is allowing you to get deeper into the ground and essentially bigger targets down deeper. There is quite a big difference between the two.
Okay, so someone hearing this for the first time is probably thinking in their head, well, I want the big gold, so therefore I want the pulse induction. It's gonna find big gold for me. What would you say to that?
I'd say if you're first starting out, probably the VLF, because you can get bigger gold. The VLF, let's say you're the prospector, you're in an area where you're pretty shallow to bedrock, you have smaller gold, but the possibility of finding bigger, the VLF is going to do the job for you. Okay, it'll do everything you need. But say you're in an area like where we are here in Arizona, where it's not shallow and it's a whole lot deeper to bedrock, what we're looking at is we want really good pulse induction machines to where we can actually penetrate the ground deeper and find them targets. VLF is perfect if you're in an area that's got bedrock kind of exposed. You'll be able to get all the gold you want. So as a beginning prospector, VLF is the machine to start with. And it's actually better to learn on that machine before you get into something that's like a PI that we do run daily. There's a whole lot more to them.
Yeah, for a beginning prospector, the simpler machine is the VLF for sure. And honestly, you need the right ground in order to make that next jump up to the pulse induction, because big gold is not everywhere. There's a lot more places out there that have small gold than there are places that have big gold. And
so.
If you jump to the PI right off the bat thinking, I'm going to find bigger gold, there's a much better chance you'll be disappointed, because you have to have that bigger gold in the ground to start with before you can actually find it. So yes, the pulse induction finds bigger gold, and that sounds good, but more realistically, you're going to start off finding smaller gold.
Very much so.
And places that have big gold also have small gold, so that one machine will work in both spots.
Yeah, I mean, for example, here where we are, we find, ounce nuggets, or we find 10th grammars. I mean, we we find it all. And again, going back to that, yes, your pulse induction machine can do it all, but it's also not as sensitive on the little stuff as that VLF is going to be to the surface. So you always keep that in mind, and people do argue that, but I promise you, we do this daily. I mean, this is what we do daily, is detect for gold. So you got to make sure you have the right detector for the right area.
So in a nutshell, the VLF machines is for smaller gold near the surface. Pulse induction machines are for bigger gold down deep, where the VLF will probably miss that bigger gold down deep.
Yep.
Two different technologies, two different situations. Well, I did my job of cleaning the desert. That's a lot of trash I dug. And a lot of it was brass and copper, so that definitely means we were doing the right thing. Just weren't swinging over the gold. Really cool little star. I like that. And no, that's not a coin. I'm not sure what it is, but it's not a coin. So Jason, one nice piece of gold?
One nice piece of gold, yeah, in the first 5-10 minutes. I'm really happy with it, but I think it was beginner's luck, but I still had a lot of fun.
Now, I said multiple times over that I'd show you the piece of gold that Jason found yesterday. Ooh. I think the best thing to do here is to send you off to Jason's channel. Go watch Jason's video on today to see the gold he found. Mount Baker Mining and Metals.
Thank you, Dan. You know, it's a beautiful piece. Yeah, I'm really happy with it.
Now it is starting to look like I might not be finding a piece of gold here today, but that is the realism of being out there prospecting. You don't always find the gold. Dylan, you found some pretty good gold around here in this general area, actually, this almost precise area.
Yes.
Tell us about your favorite piece.
Well, my favorite piece I found out here was about 5 foot off the bottom of bedrock. Ended up being 84.4 grams. Very unique, crazy character. Almost looks like it's got a big old thumb hook on it. That was my favorite piece of gold that I found so far.
Do you have a picture of that you'd be able to send me that I can leave in this video?
Of course.
Awesome.
I actually even have a little video. But yeah, that is my favorite piece of gold. I've also found some very beautiful, actually got a crystallized piece here that I'm sure Mr. Dan can throw up right here and you'll be able to see it. But yeah,
now, this is what you do for a living. You find gold, you sell gold, and that's how you feed your family. That's what...
Yeah, correct.
That's what pays the bills. How many nuggets have you found over the decades doing this? Like you're into the thousands, right?
I found many nuggets. I can't even put a number on it. I'll say, as far as detecting, just the past couple years alone, I found over 13 pounds of gold with a detector.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right in this area.
Right in this area here, yes.
Wow.
Over 13 pounds.
But detecting isn't a guaranteed thing. As we see today, I'm being skunked.
Oh yeah, don't let that number fool you. I've gone a month without finding a single piece of gold. You know, there's months where you find quite a few ounces and there's months where you don't find anything.
Yeah.
So don't let that fool you.
One thing about YouTube videos is you see the big finds, you see the excitement, you see what people want to film and show off. You don't necessarily see the hardship, the other side of it, because it is boring and no one wants to see that. But yeah, you can go a month dry spell without a thing easily. The fact that I didn't find anything in 2 days out here is not surprising.
No, it's really not. I mean, I even fired up the detector and ran it for a little bit yesterday. Didn't find anything, but I also wasn't expecting to because I know how it goes. That's also a mentality I think you have to have, is it's always good to be positive, yes, but always just be like, remember, it may not happen today, but it's gonna happen.
Definitely. What you got in your fingers there?
I have got a little specimen here that I found with the Axiom.
Nice. Gold on quartz?
Yes. And
what's the plan with this? We've been talking earlier. I know what the plan is. What's the plan with this nugget?
Plan is I am passing this on to you to throw up for your auction.
Okay, this piece here, quartz with a beautiful piece of crystalline gold, and yes, I'll get the close-up in just a second, will be up on my auctions when this video comes out. We want to see how much we can get for this one little piece.
It's a beautiful little piece.
Awesome. Now this is a collector's item. This is what gold collectors want on their shelf to show off what gold looks like in its natural environment. Gold in quartz. This is how it forms, and this is a beautiful piece of crystalline gold. If you'd like to own this, check out www.danhurdprospecting.com in the auctions. Let's see what we can get this for. Let's see what we get it up to. Come on, viewers, do what you can. So this is Dylan's favorite crystalline piece he's ever found. Found right here. Beautiful piece. Unfortunately, I don't have that great big chunk of his to show you. That one was definitely sold off. What was that you were just saying? How many in one day?
Oh, 37 nuggets in one day was my best day. I think it came out just over 3 ounces total. But yeah, I mean, it was hot and I'm sitting there digging and it was just a pocket of nuggets. And I finally looked at Jeff and I'm like, I'm done. I'm done. I was just pouring sweat, you know. But I had no idea I had that many nuggets, but yeah, went back to the truck. We counted them, 37.
Wow. How you doing?
It's been a long couple days. But good, we found some gold. I got some rocks to take back home and crush up, so I'm excited. It was a good trip.
Yeah. I'm just having fun hanging out here in the Arizona desert. It's so nice. It's winter back home. I don't like that cold weather. Ugh. It's beautiful here.
It's the perfect weather right now.
Oh, absolutely.
It's about 60 degrees, sun's out, perfect.
Well, that's definitely the reality of gold mining. Yes, I got skunked, but it's not about finding the gold. Today was frickin' awesome, just hanging out with a whole bunch of like-minded individuals, having fun, beautiful weather, beautiful scenery, and yes, Jason found gold. So thanks guys for hanging out with me today. I had so much fun. And again, please check out their channels. We've got Dylan with Bee King Outdoors, Jim with Jacob's Brand, and Jason with Mount Baker Mining and Metals. As I slow down and become less of a YouTuber, I really want these guys to take over from me. So please check out the channel and subscribe. Until the next one, everyone. Bye.